Hi, and welcome to Yoga for Golfers. Of course, you don't have to be a golfer. This is a nice yoga class for everybody, but there is focus on the issues that golfers tend to have. So you're going to start nice seated pose. Sit up nice and tall. If it's difficult for you to sit up with a nice and straight or neutral spine, so to speak, because it's kind of like an S curve. If you can't do that just sitting on the ground because your hamstrings are too tight, simply sit on something, a blanket, a block, something like that. And take a moment to close your eyes. Start breathing through your nose. Slowing the breath down, and make sure that the breath is expanding into your torso, expanding into your belly, even that lower belly. And blink your eyes open. Take your hands to your knees and circle your torso. And I want it to be a nice slow circle, and I want you to make it as big as possible. So you start moving your spine in all kinds of directions. And change direction. And come to center. And lift your arms up, make fist, and start circling your wrists. Change direction. And shake it out. Come onto all four. Nice little tabletop. You're going to start moving into your cat-cow. So as you inhale, sway the back, open up your chest. And exhale, round the spine. Move the belly button towards the spine. Lifting up in between your shoulder blades. And really be aware, am I moving every single vertebra? And you're just going to keep going with your own breath. So often if we move too fast, we don't really notice what we're moving. And you can add whatever needs to be added here. So maybe some side bending feels really good for you today. Maybe just a little bit of hip circling. And come to a neutral spine. And then walk your hands forward. Lower your forearms down to the ground. Lower your forehead to the ground. Come into a puppy pose. So you're really getting into the shoulders here. Feeling a nice stretch. Try and have your hips stacked over your knees. Come back up. Inhale, I want you to lift your right arm up. Exhale, reach your arm through, threading the needle. And inhale, up. Exhale, reach through. And one more, you're going to inhale, reach that arm up. And exhale, reach the arm through. And this time, you're going to lower down so your right cheek comes all the way down to the ground. And then walk your left fingertips forward. And find some softness. Come back up. You're going to lift the left arm up, reach, and then reaching through. Inhale, open. Exhale, reach through. Inhale, open. Exhale, and again, this time you're going to come all the way down, cheek to mat, or side of your head to mat. Walk those left fingertips forward. And come back up onto all four. And take another couple of little cat-cow movements. Getting that movement into the spine. And then tuck your toes. Lift your hips up and back. Come into a downward facing dog. You can walk it out. Doesn't matter whether your heels are on the mat or not. It's all good. And getting some length through your shoulders and your spine. And I want you to step your right foot forward. Lower your back knee. Reach your arms up. Come into a lunge. And then interlace your hands behind you. And you're going to open up to the right. Come back to center. Open up to the other side. And you might want to stabilize a little bit, just a gentle engagement of the core. You're just moving your belly button towards the front of your spine. Inhale, open to the right. And to the left. Last time. To the right. And to the left. Come back to center. And I want you to place your right hand or right forearm on your thigh. And you're going to toe heel your foot to the edge of your mat. And then reach your left arm up and over. So you're coming into a little side bend here. You're staying tall. And then can you sink into the lunge a little lower without starting to lean forward. So you're tall, 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 side bend, deepening into the lunge. It's a nice little psoas stretch. So psoas is this long muscle that basically connects your spine to your legs. And the more time we spend sitting down, the tighter it gets. And come back up to center. Toe heel that foot back, hands to the mat. Step back to downward facing dog. And then step your left foot forward, lower the back knee. Come into your lunge. Hands to the back of your head. And again, you're going to open and open to the other side. And open, a little bit of core engagement. And to the other side, one more. Open. And over to the other side, come to center. And again, take that left forearm to your thigh, toe heel that left foot to the edge of your mat. Reach your right arm up and over, come into that little side stretch. Stay tall and see if you can sink in. And come back up. Toe heel your foot back. Step back to downward facing dog. And then walk your feet to the front of your mat. And have a little bit of space between your feet. They're about hip width apart. And put some bend in your knees. And just hang. Maybe grab opposite elbows. Nod, yes, no. Just make sure you're nice and loose in your neck and your shoulders. So you're just letting gravity do the work here. And this one is great when you've done a lot of walking and you might feel a little bit of back pain. Often we get that when we walked a lot. So this is great, just stretching out that lower back. And then release your elbows, slowly roll all the way up to standing. Reach your arms up. Exhale, hands to your heart. You're going to take your arms down along your side. You're going to make a fist with your right hand. And when you make a fist, there's a little bit of engagement coming all the way up that arm. And you're going to keep the arm straight. You're going to slowly start to lift, circle around. You're going to start rotating the arm when that's appropriate for you. What I want you to be really pay attention to right here is the fact that your tendency is going to want to start to lean over and compensate. And I want all the movement just to be in your shoulder joint. So we're isolating the movement. So you're going to make sure you're not leaning over. So a little bit of engagement in your belly. And take the arm all the way around. So there's a lot of activity going on in your arm and your body. Keep rotating that arm all the way around. And you're going to rotate it again externally. Lift the arm up. No leaning over, no leaning over. Internally rotate the arm all the way back. So this is going to look different for all of us. It really depends on how much active mobility we have in that shoulder joint. We're going to change direction. Again, resist leaning over. One more time. And shake it out. Other side. Make a fist. And all the way up, start rotating. No leaning over, no leaning over. And one more time. Rotating. And then change direction, go the other way. Try and keep the arms straight. Keep squeezing that fist. And shake it out. Interlace your hands behind you. And then reach your hands down towards the mat. Open up your chest. Let the shoulder blades slide down your back. And then take your chin to your chest. And look up. And release. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Step your left leg back. Come into a lunge. Reach your arms up. And then come into cactus arms. Shoulder blades are moving towards each other. Open up your chest. And then take your right arm underneath your left. Eagle arms. And it's okay if your palms don't go together here. This is fine. We just want to create that space in your upper back. So notice how your shoulder blades are separating. Take a deep inhale into that upper back, creating even more space. Inhale back to cactus. And take both of your hands down to the inside of your right foot. Lower the back knee. Come into a lizard pose. And I like a little bit of movement here. And it can be anything. Just moving your hips from side to side. Playing with opening that front leg. So whatever feels good. Step back into a downward facing dog. And step your left leg forward. And come into your lunge. Cactus arms. Shoulder blades are moving towards each other. And left arm goes underneath the right. Eagle arms. Breathe into that upper back. Come back into cactus. Both of your hands down on the inside of that left foot. Come into your lizard pose. And again, you get to explore here. It doesn't need to be exactly what it was on the other side. Instead, pay attention. What feels good on this side? It might be something different. Tuck your back toes, lift the back knee and step forward. Come back into a ragdoll forward fold. So put a little bend in your knees, just hang. Again, make sure you're nice and soft in your neck and your shoulders. And make your way all the way down to seated and roll down onto your back. Knees are bent, feet are flat on the ground. Got a nice neutral spine, nice little S-curve. And arms along the side of your body. And then I want you to press the back of your shoulders into the mat. So a good, nice little indicator that you're doing that. You can lift your arms up so your fingertips are pointed towards the sky. And then pull your arms back into the shoulder sockets. And you'll notice that your the upper part of your spine is lifting as you're activating the back of your shoulders into the mat. And hold that and slowly lower your arms down. Now you got the right engagement, and then I want you to lift up into a bridge pose. Your whole back body is being used here. So your glutes, your hamstrings, those back muscles, they're all helping to lift you. And then can you lift your right leg up? And lower back down. Left leg up. Lower back down. And then lower your butt to the ground. Still keep that nice neutral spine. And one more time. Lift up into your bridge pose. And lower back down. And cross your right ankle over your left thigh, coming into this figure four. And you can stay right here. If you have really tight hips and this is where you are, it's a great place to be. You can also place your foot up against a wall. That feels nice. And otherwise, grab your left thigh and gently pull towards you. Try and have your sacrum on the mat. Try and have the back of your head and the back of your shoulders on the mat. And relaxing in the body. Gently release and make your way over to the other side. Crossing your left ankle over your right thigh. Again, maybe you're just like this. You don't even need to grab that right thigh. Or maybe you can go a little deeper. And gently release. And then hug your knees to your chest. A little from side to side. And let your left leg come flat down. Keep hugging that right knee. And then take that right knee over to the left. Take your right arm out to the side. Try and melt both of your shoulder blades onto the mat. Recline twist. And come back to center. Other side. So let that right leg come flat down. Hug your left knee to your chest. And come into your twist. And come back to center. And find your Shavasana. Lying flat down on the mat. Close your eyes and relax your body. And stay here for as long as you need. Thank you for practicing with me today. Namaste.